Alright, so I'm going to show you the rototiller I just bought. Well, I didn't just buy it. I actually bought it last spring, sight unseen. I didn't pick it up from the guy. It turned out to be like a half an hour from my dad, and I called him up and asked him if he'd be willing to pick it up. He said, yeah, sure, whatever. I could do it. And my dad lives about 5 hours, actually 6 hours from me. So it takes a little while to get down where we're at. So, anyways, without further ado, there's that fun piece of monstrosity. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's this MTD rototiller. This has been quite the adventure. Alright, so yesterday, I got to see it in the flesh for the first time. Actually, it looks pretty good. It's a little dirty, but it's like nothing a garden hose won't fix. One of the things I pretty much deducted right out of the gate was the carburetor was shot. And so I ordered I got the numbers and stuff. My dad sent it over to me. I ordered a new one online over from the Amazon Ferry, dropped off months ago. It's been sitting on a table in my hallway for months. My wife should be very happy that it's now gone. So yesterday, we went and put on the new carburetor right over down here. See the nice shiny parts. I did get some video of it, and I'll show that to you, but I was getting a little uncomfortable. And the reason why is my dad kept hovering. I told him I was going to shoot YouTube videos and stuff like that, but I felt very kind of uncomfortable with a live audience. So I didn't quite get very much video of it, but and I decided it was better to spend the time with my dad. It's quality time. Anytime anything mechanical happens at his house, he's got to be in on it. So we pulled off the carburetor and looked inside the gas tank. The gas tank was just rusted to snot. So I went and dropped some rocks in it, some carb cleaner, shook it up, dumped it out, repeat. Got it fairly clean. It's still, I mean, the bowl is really rusted up because the bowl's actually built into the gas tank on this. But the bowls are really rusted up. And it's a mess. I'm going to have to probably try to find a new gas tank for it. But other than that, I mean, we were able to get it cleaned up. I was able to get it cleaned up. I cleaned it up until the gas came out clear. Eventually, I stopped using carb cleaner, started using actual gasoline. Poured it out until it poured out clear. And we filled it up, and it fired right up. We just cleaned up the existing spark plug. It looks like they put in a new spark plug and a new air filter in it. I guess they thought that was going to get it to run. But they had almost 3/4 of a tank full of gas. And when I say gas, I use that term very loosely. This was varnish. I mean, I could have stained a deck with this stuff. Yeah, there was no burning chemical properties left in that gas whatsoever. And we got that all cleaned up. We got all the rust and everything pretty well cleaned up. And it runs great. It runs like a champ. But the main focus is to be able to get it up on the trailer. And one of the issues is the tires right here. The bead had popped on both sides. We managed to get the bead to sit back, ratchet strap it together. It was just flopping on there. We got the bead set. One of the wheels would actually come off. The other one's rusted solid on there. So we ended up doing it while it was on the rototiller. My dad didn't think it was going to work. I decided to try it anyways. It did work. So eventually I'm probably going to have to take some heat into it and everything else to try to at least get that wheel loosened up so it can come off at a later date. But there's some stuff around the tines that have to get cleaned up, but we ran it. The drive works. The tines work. And yeah, I should at least be able to drive it up on the trailer so I can go bring it home now. And probably when I get it home, I'll pull the camera out and give you a little bit more of an update, get it running for you and everything else. I'm still at my dad's property right now in his barn, so it's just before midnight. Just got back in with the family. It was putting my son down to sleep. Everything made it okay. Rototiller's still there. A little more personal stuff in the truck. toggle netting just for appearances, I guess you can say, and to not have as much complaining on the way home that something was going to fall out. But I'm probably going to go ahead and unload the personal stuff tonight. We'll leave the rototiller for tomorrow. I got a little bit of light, and I got to mow tomorrow, so I'll probably going to get a chance to work on it. But hopefully I can get it out before I got to take it to mow. But time to clean the car out and at least get the personal stuff out, and then get some sleep. Big day tomorrow. I got a week's worth of mowing. Alright, so I'm over here with the rototiller. It's been a while since I got it home and off the truck. I still got a flat tire on it. So I went and picked up some inner tubes. Here, I'll zoom in on this, because there's some information on this bag that might be a little handy for you if you're looking to find replacement tubes. You'll know that this one tube will fit these different sizes. That's always good to have. So, but I got the new tube. Actually, I got two new tubes. And I've jacked this up. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take this tire off while it's still on the machine. Because this wheel is so rusted on, it's going to need a massive amount of heat in order to get it off. And I don't want to ruin the tire with the heat. So I'll bring you in and let's see if this actually works. I'm having some issues. My torch tip is junk. So I bought a new one. We're going to see how well that works compared to the cheap things that come in the kit. I got this one. Wide flame brass torch tip. It's supposed to be able to be used for MAP gas as well as propane. So we'll just have to. This is a child-proof, so I won't be able to get it open. Hold on, I got a plan. So tonight, I had to go to a Cub Scout Den meeting. My son's a bear this year. Those of you who are familiar with Cub Scouts know the big deal of being a bear. You get to get a card to carry one of these bad boys. And they wanted us to bring a pocket knife because we weren't actually going to use the plastic knives and soap like they do in the manual. We were going to use real knives and apples instead to carve. And I went through all my pocket knives, and they all look like this. And I'm like, do I clean it up and give that to them? I don't know if they were going to eat the apples or what. They didn't tell us that. They didn't necessarily have to. They're basically carving like jack-o'-lanterns in the apples. So that was actually a plus, but ended up running out to Walmart and buying a whole new knife. And one of the things that the Cub Scouts, I guess, recommend is most knives have the safety lock latch right here at the edge of the blade, probably because it's cheaper. But they want them to be on the back of the handle like this one is. It's supposed to be easier for the kids to use and maneuver. I had to go try to find one of those, and they're hard to find. So I found one over at Walmart and picked that up for my son to use tonight. Man, so after this STEM meeting, he is now officially qualified and will be getting his whittling chip card. So he used Daddy's knife. It's probably a good thing. All right, so my main objective tonight is basically get this thing going so I can put it away. I need to get it out of the garage. There's a desk the camera's actually sitting on that I want to put back up here, and I got to get the trailer in the garage tonight. Before, I think, 1 a.m., here's what I'm looking for. Before 1 a.m., when they start ticketing you for being on the street. So we got to get to work. We're interrupting this program to give you this special news bulletin. If you like this content, I'm asking that you please like and subscribe to the channel and maybe leave some nice words of encouragement in the comment section. Thank you. We now return back to our regularly scheduled programming. this up, the shaft up, with some 150 grit sandpaper. If you want to know why I used 150 grit, it was the easiest to get a hold of. On my stack of sandpaper, it was right there up on top. I'm going to go ahead and put some penetrating catalyst on it, some PV blaster. This should actually help prevent rust and stuff from forming in the future, hopefully. Make sure we'll get that. And we got this too, but I want to get the tire on before I start spraying this down. So we have to get this out somehow. All right. Now let's get side one of the tire on, and we'll get the tube shoved in there. I think this is the first. I'm not hearing any air leaking. I'm not going to need that second tube. I mean, they came in a pack of two, so I got to keep it. But I don't have to take this off and put it back on again. I think this is like the first time that's ever happened. But, alright, let's go get this thing back on and finish up our work for this so we can just put it away for the winter. Well, that pretty much does it for the rototiller. We got the string off the rototiller thing. We got a new tire put up. It's got a new carburetor on it. Cleaned out the gas tank. One of those great metal gas tanks. You know, you don't have those problems with plastic. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, they don't corrode. But we got that all cleaned up. Everything should be ready to go. I can't really fire it up tonight, but I'll probably be firing it up tomorrow before I put it away, to make sure it still runs. And yeah, I should be able to get this garage cleared up enough that I can get the trailer in here tonight. And yeah, that should be getting put away tomorrow as well. So until then, well, I guess I'll see you next time.